Alrighty, we are going live. Let's make sure my sound is off and see if Amazon is going to be cooperative today. It says waiting for video stream data. Let's see, let's try it again. Sometimes it takes a second. Also, garbage truck comes right at 4 on Mondays apparently, so he's about to leave, but I have a fun view of watching him throw it away. So okay, YouTube is working, so at least we know we're on, and it just doesn't want to send the stream data, or what's the deal? Why are we not wanting to go to the Amazon live? Start stream from encoder, then tap go live. I feel like this is what we do just skip the first minute of every video if you notice that I'm having technical difficulties, at least the first minute. Come on. Get closer. Waiting for video stream data. Okay, if I see that button go red, then I will go live on Amazon. Dang it, I was really hoping to go. Okay, hey guys, welcome to the live show. You know, these are kitchen counters, and they're not like, they don't like hang over, so I'm like stuck with my knees, unless I open the drawer. That's what I normally do, huh? I was like, why does it feel different? So if I open the door, I can like kind of put my knees under. Good evening from Penny and Minnesota, right? Hey Katie, hey Con, hey Alona, hey Lisa, hey Brenda, hey Kate, hey Shelly, hey Wendy, hey Corey, hey Shauna, hey Lauren, hey Nancy, hey Clarita. Welcome to the live show. I'm gonna close out the Amazon Live app and see if maybe we can get it to work. It is really just hit or miss. I've tried everything that I can in order and all things. Upcoming show start time. External camera. Am I missing something? Preview. No, just says waiting for video stream data. So, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on. But anyways, welcome to the live show Monday, where we hang out and we chat. And today I'm actually doing a craft. So last week, was it last week? I don't know when I was doing it with you guys, but basically, I just have these random things that I will pull out and work on that are probably going to take me forever, and I'm working on all the Glowforge Mickey ears kits and things that we have available that are coming out for our members, and I was doing them by color, and I was like going to do all the green pieces of all of the ears, and I was like, you know what, it'll take me forever to even have one finished pair. So I did organize all my craft supplies by color, and I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I think I like it, and I'm going to do Tinkerbell, and luckily Tinkerbell's all greens, so she made it easy. But if she needed another color, I could just do all the greens and then put it away and then pull out more colors, you know, which I really like this, because otherwise I would have had to pull all my glitter out, all my paint out, and I had like my puff paint in one area, my color shifting paint in one area, my glitter in one area, and I would have had to pull all that out just to find the greens. So right now, I'm digging it. Hello, Missy. Hello, Katie. Hello, Savage Mom Creations. Alicia. Hey from Denver, Colorado. Yeah, where's everyone at? I always forget that I used to ask you guys that all the time. Hey, Melissa. Okay, so I'm going to just get creating these as we chat and we talk. And I guess Amazon Live is just not wanting to work today. So frustrating, because I really get excited that I can do it, and then it just doesn't work out. I wonder if it's because, I have no idea. Anyone else go at live on Amazon know why this is such a problem for me? So basically you have to send like your stream data to Amazon's live encoder. Well, that's the encoder, and then it sends it here, and then once you're live there, you should be able to be live here, as long as you have the right stream key. Ohio, Dallas, Massachusetts, Virginia, Louisiana. Are those Tinkerbell ears? These are Tinkerbell ears. These are just like the basic backs are basic, and then I can't decide if I'm going to add these to the ears or if I'm going to add them to the bow. However, we're going to just glitter the junk out of these. And we're also going to, so I'm going to do the back of these with Fine, our pixie dust. This was literally called pixie dust out of the original glitter line back in the day. This was number 26. I should have a real color now if you guys want this color. It is called Faraway Place. So the new comparison is Faraway Place on It's Pretty Personal. You can get it in the bottles, and I believe they come in smaller bottles than this too, because who needs this much glitter unless you're doing like epoxy stuff. And we may be working on getting even smaller options for you guys soon, which I'm living for, because I only use my glitter very sparsely. I am not like Sam, who needs hundreds of colors of glitter. So yeah, and then I'm going to use their Sweet Honeydew, and I'm going to do some swirls, like what are kind of on her wings. I guess, yeah, it's what's on her wings, but I'm going to do kind of like swirls and then glitter it like with a chunkier glitter. This is the Sweet Honeydew from their Kingdom line on It's Pretty Personal. Again, members get 20% off, itsprettypersonal.com. 20% off or 30% off if you're a business member. I feel like I just need to make a jingle. Those are so cute. I love the wings. And the fun thing is I got fabric in all 7 different color fairies. So you could ultimately cut a few of these if you're going to do the bow to be interchangeable, and you could do different wings, or you can make these more like basic, just iridescent wings, and you can change these out on the bow, and the bow can change the fairy you're going to be. Or you could cut like 7 of these, and you and your friends could be all the fairies, or you and your family, or whoever you're going with, or whatever. You could be multiple fairies. So you could be like the red fairy and the blue fairy and the green fairy and all the things. And then of course we're going to use Spirited, which is our Tinkerbell inspired chunky from our Tinkerbell line. And this is from our pixie dust that we have on It's Pretty Personal. This is the chunky line, and this is the literal Tinkerbell inspired color. So of course I have to use that on the Tinkerbell ears. I have so much glitter that I seem to never use. Yeah, it's hard if you're not a cup maker or using resin or epoxy all the time. It is probably just sitting in your craft room, and that's kind of like, I have some of our original colors from back when I launched glitter when I was doing epoxy, and so my intentions were to use my glitter all the time, and now I'm like, I am more of a glitter, subtle glitter person, as well as subtle bling. So I pulled out our greens and blues bling, which is almost there, inspired by Tiana, and I feel like I can add some bling onto these too somewhere. They probably will not get done today, let me just tell you, but I will play around with them. And also, we're going to make our own acetate tomorrow, which I'm really excited about. I made the thumbnail and I was like, they're going to think this is lying. No, we're going to make our own acetate tomorrow. I came across it on an accident, and then I was like, I am so excited that this worked. What am I doing? I opened that one, but I wanted to use the bottle because I want to get rid of the bottle before I get rid of this guy, or fill one of them up. So we'll see. Craft your stash, right? We're trying to get rid of stuff. So I'm going to use Spring as my base in chalked up paint. I had all these fun things added to Amazon Live, so maybe I can get it going tomorrow. I don't know. I just don't know. If I knew what the problem was, then I could fix it, you know? If you don't know what the problem is, you can't fix it. So, got to diagnose what is happening over there. I just need a tech person. Okay, this is huge. And I only grabbed small brushes. Small brushes and this big old honkin' brush, but that's okay. We'll do it in the lid or something. So, okay. So, fill me in on if you guys even, like, okay, so I know my target audience. I know you guys are around the same age as me or sometimes older, and I know you're female most of the time, but I don't know how much other YouTubers you follow, and obviously I am not like these YouTubers at all, so I'm like, if you follow me, you might not follow these people that I like to follow. So Colleen Ballinger, who knows her? who knows of her, who's caught up on the whole situation that's going on. Because I really caught up this weekend as a lot of people are coming out with things about her, and I wanted to touch on it from my point of view, because I felt like I did have similar points of views as a lot of the people I was hearing, but I also had a couple different points of views that I did not hear. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to touch on it because I am an Enneagram 5, which is the investigator. So I usually can see different sides of stories when I hear them, and I just can't help it. Like I play devil's advocate, even with my own beliefs and my own opinions. Like I'll be like, but what about this? And no, what about that? And then so I basically just like a loon that sits here and talks to myself, and that's okay. So, situation is crazy, says Jess. I know of her. I haven't really watched her much. I bought tons of glitter with the... So Miranda Sings. Does anybody know who Miranda Sings is? Because it's the same person. It's just her character that she created on the internet. And actually how I came across her, she is around the same age as like all the OG YouTubers that I used to watch to kind of like feel out and be like, okay, people are really making a career on YouTube. Like, is this really a thing? So I stayed up to date with people like Shane Dawson, and you might not know who they are because a lot of them have left YouTube since then, but like original beauty gurus and people who start like Candy Johnson, people who started the YouTube movement without even intending to. They basically just started YouTubing for fun, and then it turned into a career for them, which is one of the reasons why I feel like so many of them have imploded, because a lot of them were just messing around and sticking stuff on the internet and not even thinking in 10, 20 years, hundreds of millions of people are going to watch you, and not exaggerating, like hundreds of millions of views are going to watch you. So you should probably think twice before doing this, but you're also 20 or 21, so your frontal lobe isn't even fully developed, and you're putting something on this newly found YouTube on the internet. Dun dun dun. Flash forward to what's happening now. There are lots and lots of scandals happening and crazy, like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know. Now let me tell you, it's not new. Like, just because it's coming out now doesn't mean it's new. Like, it's always been there. And I think because I was a mom at the time watching them, I saw them from a mom's perspective. And my nieces and nephews used to watch these people like crazy. And I always saw them through mom eyes. Not even though I was the same age. I was like, you probably should keep that talk for you and your friends, or you and the people who aren't gonna ever push against this. Although having people push against your viewpoints is how you grow and how you learn and how you realize that maybe this behavior is a problem. So Miranda Sings. Anyone know who she is? Clarita, you can find a test online. No clue about her. I've been following the situation. It's crazy. Where do you test Enneagram? Yeah, you can do it. The Enneagram app tests. That's a good way to do it. Or you can just look online and kind of read up on what they are and kind of self-diagnose your own Enneagram number. But doing the test is helpful because sometimes you might think you're a certain way, but you might not realize you aren't. I don't know. There's an Enneagram app and you can take the test on there. I suggest doing that. Anyone's Enneagram numbers. I want to know your guys' Enneagram numbers. Who knows what that is? Who doesn't have any idea what I'm even saying? We could talk Enneagrams, and I could actually get to know you guys way better if I knew your Enneagram numbers. So I started working with the Enneagram numbers for my team like a year ago, probably around a little bit over a year ago. I always forget if it's like 2 years or 3 years. I think of like the summer, and then so I think we've been doing it for maybe a year and a half now. I don't know. So I started testing them for their Enneagram numbers so I could get to know them better, and testing myself so that I can know myself better. And it's been really helpful in just communicating and knowing like knowing what other people need and how they, I don't know. But I also suck at communicating right now because I'm so busy and just so over my schedule is just like back to back things. I'm a 2, says Katie. Okay. I don't think we have any 2s on our team right now, but 2s are the helper. They're very needed in organizations, but they can also often be taken advantage of, which is not okay. So as a 2, you need to have boundaries. I'm a 9, says, no, you're not, Melissa. You're a 7. That is such a 7 thing to do, is to not know what you are. Because Melissa and Tiffany are both 7s, and they both are like, oh yeah, it's just, they're like free spirits. They just love to have fun and not feel feelings as much as they don't have to. And for them not to know their numbers is kind of like, we don't need to talk about that. We need to just, yeah. So there's probably, 7s are your favorite people. Like, honestly, 7s are the life of the party. I wish I was a 7. I feel like I maybe used to be a 7, and after a lot of trauma, I've become a 5. But I don't know. I haven't done the test. I had a boss who used the Enneagram with us. It was extremely helpful for us to understand each other better. Yeah, and there's quite a few personality assessments that I'd like to go through just so I can fully like get a grasp. Tiffany's leaving. I think I'm a 9. I always forget. Jess is a 9. You are a 9. Melissa says, no, I am a 7. Oops. I know Colleen in the situation, and wow. Also, I think I'm a 4 on the Enneagram. Okay, Sam is a 4, and there's a lot to unpack with a 4. I feel like I'm a 5 wing 4. So I really do connect with 4s on an emotional level because I feel like I am a 4. But as a 5 wing 4, I definitely withhold a lot of those emotions because I feel like I can kind of see how everybody's going to perceive them and then go, you don't need to share that. And then I don't. And then sometimes I do because I'm a wing 4. So, okay, what do I want to do on the back of these? I think I just want to base paint these. Oh, I was going to color shift paint them. Okay, I have dark and I have light. Let's just not talk about it. Let me just try to learn how to creatively craft without having to explain what I'm doing because that's not what Monday is all about, to Charlie Brown. Okay, so Colleen Ballinger is, I never perceived her as inappropriate, which is what is crazy. So it totally went way over my head. I think because so many YouTubers were so out in the open about how inappropriate they actually were. And then when it came out that they were inappropriate, they're like, huh, me? No way. But I would say, like, as a parent, if you were to go on to Shane Dawson or somebody else's channel that was clearly inappropriate, you'd be like, and you were to watch like 4 or 5 videos, you would be like, no. Okay, wait, this is coming through my phone. Okay, it's not interrupting the live stream. My daughter's trying to FaceTime me right now. I'll be like, here's my live stream link if you'd like to join the live stream chat so you can hang out with us and talk to me at the same time. I really need to, like, I'm not home, so I can't be like, have a live right now. Would you like to join? Maybe I'll have her join. I was actually thinking that. I was like, oh, I could totally send Dustin my live stream link if you guys want like a segment with Dustin in it. So that way he doesn't have to actually come to the studio. He can just be like, hey, let me pop in for 5 minutes and do a chatty chat with you guys. And then he doesn't have to actually drive here and be here and then drive me nuts. And then I have to kick him out. I could just be like, oop, bye, sorry, thank you for coming. So we were actually re-watching Crafting with the Hubs. We were making softball bows. It was one of the very first ones, and I literally needed his help to finish the softball bows, and I remember him like throwing one or something, and I was like, we need to watch this video so you can watch how annoying you used to be when I would bring you to my live shows. Like, yeah, so it wasn't actually like watching from being removed from the situation for so long. I was like, he wasn't that bad, but in the moment I was like, oh my gosh. And my kids were so little and they were in it. They were so cute. And they were like Probably like it must have been after school, and like they were done with school, and then they would come to my studio because my studio used to be so close to our house. I need a studio that's closer to my house so I can get here more often and bring the fam bam in, because I'm pretty far from our house. Sorry, before you leave, can you grab red, white, dark blue, and light blue paint? Luckily, I have them organized by color. She's texting me. All the apps I see have bad reviews. Where's the best place to take the Enneagram test? Enneagram app. All the apps I see have bad reviews. Ooh, I don't know. Enneagram. Mine looks like, it's the Ennea app. Looks like this. Looks like this. Ennea app. I guess that's the inside of it, huh? The app cover looks like that. Can you guys see that? Oh my gosh, there's such a lag. I can see it right here. Didn't you see that? No, you guys can just see outside. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyways, so what was I saying? So, okay, I don't want to go in and like explain everything about the situation, because I honestly so the reason I know all about it is because of all these channels that literally they exist to be drama channels. And I'm like, it's gotta be daunting to have a channel based around drama. It's like the drama TMZ magazines. Like, your literal existence on YouTube is to slander other YouTubers and to bring them down. And so then I watch them. I'm like, how dare they? But at the same time, keep going, because it keeps me entertained. So, but that's also where I was like, I'm going to play devil's advocate here, because a lot of these people have no idea what it is like to have a YouTube channel since the dawn of time. Neither do I, because I didn't have a YouTube channel when Colleen Ballinger started Miranda Sings. My cousin and I found Miranda Sings when we were up at her grandmother's house, and we were just like having a girls trip by ourselves or something, and we were watching YouTube videos, and we came across her and we thought she was hilarious. And we, early into seeing her, we were like, she's inappropriate, like she's not for kids. However, the content created a kids watching channel. So I didn't go back and watch her all the time, because she didn't have anything to offer to me except something that was funny for a second. So an entertainment channel that is a little inappropriate, but also kind of childish, couldn't hold my attention for very long. It could hold my attention for like a TikTok second, but not to be a subscriber and watch it and go to your shows and all the things. So I'm an adult, and ideally what I'm thinking is a lot of these people started their YouTube channel with the goal to have adults or people their age, which I don't really consider 21-year-olds that. There are a lot of different types of 21-year-olds. Some I don't think things through all the way, and some do. But I don't think they started their channels going, I can't wait for 5 and 6-year-olds to start watching my videos. So I think I saw the logo like that, and I just realized a lot of you guys don't even know what's going on. So basically, she created a character based off of people she thought were losers, in her own words, and I didn't know that was a thing. I that was new news to me. Miranda Sings is based around people she thought were dumb, people she found on the internet who thought they were good at singing, thought that they were gonna be big on YouTube. So she created an alter ego to make fun of them, but also to be a character that she could laugh at herself, but also build an audience off of. And she ended up attracting a lot of younger kids, and then she ended up communicating with these younger kids and talking really inappropriately with these younger kids. And then she also just had a lot of, I don't know, because I didn't know of Colleen Ballinger. I just knew of her character for so long. And then she started her Colleen Ballinger page, and I just followed it. Like, I was like, oh, she's, just a normal person that has a YouTube channel. I wouldn't necessarily call her super inappropriate, but I do remember being like, why does she keep joking about her uncle this way? And then when she got her Netflix show, I was like, why is it funny that she has an uncle that openly does things to her that is inappropriate and she doesn't understand it? That is really inappropriate. And there's a lot of things that are really inappropriate that she did, but I didn't watch her enough to know all of it. But I did know that I'd seen enough of her to know that she wasn't appropriate for children. So basically she came out with this whole apology video of her singing, I'm sorry to you guys, but I'm not sorry because my channel is for 13 and up, which is not okay to talk that way to 13-year-olds. But there's a lot. I can let you guys know the people I watch, but my point being, I think what makes these YouTubers upset is that they're kid channels. They don't realize that they're kid channels. They do want to realize that they're kid channels, but there's no way for the algorithm to tell you that a child is watching because you can't make an account unless you're 13. So if you're 8 watching the YouTube on your parents' device, it's gonna say that a 30 or 40 or 50-year-old is watching your channel. So their algorithm is like, well, I'm an adult channel, but their shows and their meetups say I'm a child channel. All the people coming to watch me and bring me gifts and send me swag and all the things are children. So you're a children channel. And this is where I was like, I feel like I need to talk about this part, because I don't think very many people are talking about this part, which to me just feels like this all stems from how, who, and what affected her in some way in her past and doesn't know how to deal with it in an appropriate and healthy way. Right. And the one thing I can know, and a lot of people were like, I don't want to psychoanalyze her and all the things, I'm not a therapist, and yeah, we shouldn't. However, we can call out bad behavior. And what we can do is encourage people to call out your friends. Because I was like, you know what Colleen needed? She needed somebody in her life to watch her videos and go, maybe that's not cool, bro. It's literally what every human being needs. Like, I feel like everyone can get out of hand when they're joking and they're laughing. You all need the one friend in your life who has a bigger brain than you, which is not me, to go, hey, and I only say this because I feel like I had enough people in my life who were like, maybe it's not a good idea, but you need a conscience. And if you don't have one because you haven't been you haven't been taught how to hear your conscience, you need somebody in your life to be like, not cool, bro. Like, do you realize you're talking to 14-year-olds and you're sending them really bad things and then you're manipulating and taking control of these people? Not cool, bro. Like, we just need people in our lives to tell us things are not cool. And I feel like that maybe is the situation. She lives in an echo chamber or something, because her whole family, it's coming out that her whole family is kind of the same way. And so it's like, and that's actually what happened with Shane Dawson was when it came out, the child allegations, because his little cousin was in a video and he was making really inappropriate comments to his little cousin. And I'll let you guys go do deep dives if it's really something that interests you. But it was just really inappropriate. And he kind of came back at it with like, well, that's just how my family is. And it's like, cool, bro, that's how your family is. But when you get out into the real world where everybody is, there's going to be people who are going to be like, get your hands off my kids, bro. Don't talk about my kids. Don't talk about that in front of my kids. Don't talk about that in front of me, because I don't want to hear you exploiting a child. So it's kind of like that family system dynamic. You chose to put it on the internet, and now you're getting backlash for it because you chose to put everything on the internet where other human beings are who don't think the same as you are coming out and calling you out on it. And I think most people were upset about her apology. If you watch her apology video, gotta go. See you next time. Bye, Shelly. It says I'm a 5. Christy, I don't know very many 5s. I've never met another 5 because it's a rare gem, I think. I don't know. But welcome, Christy, to the 5 Club. We are interesting human beings. If you can find us, we're usually hiding in a room somewhere. Yeah. So, anyways, I don't know. I don't want to bore you guys too much with it, and I just feel like it's been kind of nice to kind of dive into it because I've just been going through so much that I'm like, oh, okay, let me just watch some other train wrecks. Not calling her a train wreck, just saying like train wreck stories, so I feel a little bit more normal, I guess. But I don't know. So I think that it was kind of just entertaining. But then I was also like, it's really sad to me that people create channels based on other people's failures as YouTubers or whatever they are. Like, I was kind of just sad for the people I was watching too, because I was like, I wish you had a channel that was more uplifting, but then I also wish she had a channel that was less child predatory, you know? So I feel terrible about those kids, especially from her own. I hope they don't end up like those kids or are influenced by her creepy behavior, which they will be. And one of the hardest things to watch was this girl who came out on TikTok explaining, I'm hurt by this. She was basically taken to her show and which again, where are the parents? Not again, I didn't say it yet, but like, oh, I have so many people to blame in this. I'm like, first of all, as a mom, my kids still, I'm sure they watch YouTube, and I'm sure they find it through their friends' phones and through other avenues now. They're older, like, there's only so much I can control, but my daughter's almost 17, so I'm like, there's gonna be a time when I'm gonna be like, I can't stop you from watching YouTube until you're 30. Like, what? Yeah, in my eyes, you're gonna be my baby, and I'm gonna try to protect you from all these things, but I can't stop you from watching these things. However, I can try to encourage them to understand how to critically think on their own and know when a behavior is crossing the line. And how am I supposed to explain to my child, okay, what she's referencing is her uncle being inappropriate with her, but she's doing it in a way that kids who understand what she's talking about know exactly what she's talking about, and the kids who don't know what she's talking about have no idea that she's joking about something extremely inappropriate. What you're doing is you are trying to relate to a child who has extreme trauma. It's not even like, oh, this child has parents who are divorced, which tons of kids do, so it's like, yeah, we joke about these things. You're joking about something that a child probably may have not even been able to say out loud to somebody and is still processing it internally, and then they see this character who jokes about it and then sees your mommy vlog channel and how good of a mom you are, and it's like, I don't know, it just is playing with so much fire, and it's just crossing the line on all avenues. So if I could encourage you, if you don't know who she is, it's not to go follow and find out all these details. What I could encourage you, if you're a mother or an aunt even, because really my nieces were the ones watching all of these channels when they were young teenagers, and I would be like, hey guys, I don't know, these people are my age and I'm not putting this stuff on the internet. Like, I wouldn't joke about this type of stuff. So trying to be a good role model on your own, but also monitor what your kids are watching. Or just, there's so much to monitor on YouTube, we just don't even do it. Like, last year at camp, my high schoolers think it's really cool that I work on YouTube. And they were asking me, so what channels are your kids' favorites, or what did they grow up watching? And I'm like, they grew up watching nothing. They couldn't watch YouTube. Like, I knew too much for them to be able to just go willy-nilly on YouTube. And even kids' YouTube is just crazy. And so I would just say, like, stick to, and I know there's, like, controversy with everything now. Like, you can find things that are bad with everybody, but YouTube is not monitored the way that other places are. So it's just crazy. And then to hear her apology that it was basically a whole thing of gaslighting these kids. So this girl had come out on TikTok explaining why she was hurt, and she jokes about it in her apology video. And I don't think it's an apology video. That's a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, that was hardly an apology. I don't think she was intending to apologize. I think what she was intending to do was justify her actions and let you know she doesn't see anything wrong with it because you're the problem, because you're letting your kids watch her, which is true. That's where I was like, they're all right, but they're all wrong at the same time. Don't let your kids watch people on YouTube. Don't post dumb stuff on YouTube, and don't exploit children. So it's nothing to joke about. I'm 52 and still have PTSD from being SA'd when I was a child. I'm 100% with you, Nancy. I don't think that it is any means to joke, but also that a lot of things are not to joke about. It's not our job to try to figure out what's appropriate and what's not appropriate to joke about. And because there are so many people who have grown up joking about things for so long that they don't realize that it's inappropriate, you know? And it's hard because I'm not an overly sensitive person in a lot of ways by any means. And I did grow up in a family that jokes a lot, and I just try to like think, is this dehumanizing someone? Or if somebody's hurt, this is something I've learned in the last couple of years too. If somebody's hurt by what you've done, you don't get to choose that they weren't hurt. You can share your side of the story. That's something I'm trying to grapple with too, like especially raising a 3-year-old right now. It's like, okay, where do you draw the line of like gaslighting versus letting people express how they feel, but if they're trying to manipulate you in any way because you didn't do something malicious, how do you create a boundary? So there's just a lot to psychology, just psychology in general, and like how people function and communication and all the things. I'm loving this color shifting paint on these wings, by the way. I have 6 kids, 4 to 15, almost 16, and I super monitor them and what they want. And honestly, as they get older, like having these conversations is important. Letting them know, like, hey, you're going to see this stuff. You're going to hear this stuff. It's not something I'm going to try to even protect you from. Like, it's not necessarily something I was trying to protect them from so that they could just be innocent and not think about these things. It was more of like, you need to know, like, I'm going to say no to watching that because it's exploiting somebody else. It's hurting somebody else. I don't know, but super monitor. And then obviously everyone has a different idea of what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. And that's on you to decide for your kids and you, but that's the hard thing, because then there's so many clips of like her shows where these kids are being exploited and you hear parents laughing in these videos, and it's like, okay, but when do we get to say, actually, you're not monitoring it the way that, not saying you're not, but just saying like, actually, like I remember I had a friend who her daughter was super mature and super sweet, and I wouldn't even like, I was just like, yeah, you're kind of like an adult, but she's like 11, and then she was watching Grey's Anatomy, and I was just like, you let her watch Grey's Anatomy? That's all I said. I wasn't trying to be judgmental, but I guess I was. But then she was like, you know what? I do let her watch Grey's Anatomy. I don't know if I should let her watch it. And I'm like, I'm all for the medical stuff. Like, my kids had medical books from the day they were little, and I'd be like, yeah, sorry, that's anatomy of a male. Like, that's anatomy of a female. That's what they look like. If you ever see one, let me know, because you shouldn't be seeing them in real life. But, you know, it's just like, it's like medical, I don't know. So again, like, how does everyone feel about that? So I don't know. There's a lot to it. It's complicated. It's hard to be a parent, and it's crazy that we just all get to be one. Like, here's some kids, raise them. If you screw them up, and you have no idea how to do it. So there's no manual to this. So I also have very open conversations about what they have questions about. I have those conversations about things that are okay and not. Yeah, if I could just encourage even more conversations, more communication. The more your kids hear your voice in their heads, the less the culture will be able to infiltrate their thoughts. Yeah, that came out right. So, yeah, you be the one to have those conversations with your kids. You be the one to ask, like, hey, I noticed you really like this TikToker. And do it when they're young, honestly, because when they get older, they're going to be like, come on, Mom, I know what you're going to say. They obviously, yeah. So, wow, that's a lot of glitter. Open to share side. Okay. My Enneagram says 5. Wow, Clarita, we got 5s up in here. Oh, Tiffany Berge is an 8. I'm a 1-2 wing. So I don't know. The wing is supposed to go to the left or the right of your number. Once you get a number, then you can wing left or right. So I think what you're saying is you tested as an 8 and then second as a 1, third as a 2. But once you get your actual number, then you wing one way or another. I think that's how it goes. I kind of figured it out, but I don't know about the contrast, but I kind of like it. It's kind of fun. Well, that's a lot to process, right? I get Tay. It gives an escape from our own issues and sometimes helps put a perspective how messed up it is out there. And I stopped listening to true crime because it was giving me anxiety. So then I was like, that voice right there, I literally got that voice from Miranda Sings. Like, I would say things like her, and then I would say it in that voice, and that's my Miranda Sings voice. So it's like, yeah, okay, I do watch Miranda Sings. I did watch Miranda Sings. And do I watch every single video that comes out? No. Have I watched her enough to know some funny things she says because she says it a lot? Yeah, I have. And I guess I'm not watching her anymore. I have no desire to watch her. Her character was funny to me. But because I watched her, I did notice a lot of that, and I do remember just being like, why is that a joke in her life? That's really sad. And then it did make me wonder, like, is she trying to, like, get some people to hear her? Like, my uncle actually does this, guys, like, and I'm trying to put it in my character so somebody comes out and says, like, hey, by the way, I noticed you joke about this. Any chance that's actually happened to you? So I don't know. I just feel sad for it all, and I feel sad that that's a joke to her and that she doesn't feel like she can apologize to children who've been hurt by her. Because I understand men. I understand men getting offended. I understand adults getting offended and then being like, dude, I didn't even mean it. But if a child is hurt by you, you might have done something wrong. You might have not. But these are teenagers, and they are legitimately, like, they're valid in what they're saying, and they're hurt by it. I'm in high school ministry, so I'm used to open conversations. Yeah, and it's definitely helped being in high school ministry because I have these conversations all the time with other people's kids. And then when it comes to my own, it's a little bit harder because I'm a little bit more, like, responsible for actually how they turn out. So I'm like, okay, this better be good. I better get it right. And they think I'm an idiot right now because they're teenagers, because I'm their mom. So I gotta get, like, if I get a word in edgewise, I'm like, okay, get it right. Because we might not get another chance to talk to them anytime soon. Maybe when they're like 22. I don't know. Anybody have daughters who are a little bit older, like early 20s, 25s? I've heard they come back, and I've heard after they have kids, like, they really come back. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm happy when Reese was all about the YouTube. It was watching people open surprise bags. She's 15 and a half now. It's all about TikTok, right? And I would just say TikTok is not a place that is, I don't know. I love TikTok, and I'll watch it with my kids, actually. Like, I'll be like, let's scroll TikTok together for a little bit because I want to watch it. And I know, and it actually, like, sometimes I'm like, I want to send this to them, but they don't have it. And they can't open it because their phones are, like, super restricted, actually, because ideally, if it were up to me, they wouldn't even have phones, but then I wouldn't know where they are, and it's hard. I don't know. I feel like a really controlling parent, but they just live in a really crazy world, and people do crazy things, and I don't want them to ever be exploited or hurt. So I will do what I can to protect them. The lack of accountability and refusal for a true, genuine apology is what has gotten me with Colleen. Right. And that was kind of my thing. I was like, I don't think she was trying to apologize, guys. Like, we can be offended that she didn't apologize, but I don't think we can call what she was intending to do an apology. I think she's genuinely thinking she's in the right. And she was kind of trying to say, like, I changed my behavior. And I made boundaries and all these things. And it's like, but you haven't. Because if you truly felt bad, you would have taken the videos down. Or I don't know. What do you guys think? I have a 20-year-old. Does she love you? I don't know. And it's kind of hard because both my kids are so different. Yeah. And I was watching when the Baby Maker came out, the Cricut Joy. And Landis and I did a video together. And, like, she's all about being in my videos back then. I'm chopped liver now. I am chopped liver. is it chopped liver or chopped liver? Because I have always said chopped liver, and now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, that is bad grammar. It is chopped liver. I'm really liking this color shift. It's like, it looks purple though. It's supposed to be more greenish, but it changes from green to purple. But I think it's the wood, because it doesn't look anything like that in the bottle. My Enneagram is an 8. My numbers weren't working. I'm a 9, and then a 2, and then a 4. So you are a 9. So once you get your top 3, you still go with your highest one. And there's like things like if you're stressed, you might be more of a certain number. It's really cool to like understand how to interact with other numbers too. So like learn your spouses, learn your friends, learn your kids if they have one. I don't know how it works with kids. They might change as they get older, but like Briley is, I can't remember if she tested as a 2, but I was like, you have to be a 2 because you're so helpful to your own detriment sometimes. So I call her a doormat, and she knows this, and I'm like, we gotta work on this doormat situation. Like, you gotta learn to stand up for yourself in certain ways, and not inappropriately, because she will like duke it out with people, but I'm like, that's a little much. You get too much of your mom when you do that, but you need to be a little bit more of your mom in certain ways and less of me in other ways. So if you're a reader, I recommend the book, The Wisdom of the Enneagram. It has everything. Does it need more than one coat? I've been wanting to grab some from Michael's. Yeah, especially on the MDF. It might be better on like, have I used Color Shift on something before? I've used their metallic, and I love it. Their rose gold metal paint. By them, I mean Folk Art. Which is a branch of Plaid. Plaid owns Folk Art. If y'all didn't know, now you do. Plaid owns Martha Stewart, Apple Barrel, Folk Art, and a couple other things. Okay, so we came out with new designs. It's already 4:47. Man, we talked way too much about that situation. I don't know. I was just like, I want to talk about it. I feel like I want to talk about it, so I'm going to talk about it. But tomorrow we're going to make our own acetate, which I'm so excited about. And I'm excited that I'm getting these ears finished, or closer to finished, so I can take pictures of them and put them on some bows. Is the app worth paying $2.99 to unlock the other info? Maybe. You can probably just find the info online. But if you're really interested, I don't know. There was something, I'm doing the 6 Geniuses now. So I'm learning about the 6 Geniuses of a Working Team by Patrick Lencioni. And it's a game changer too. But I gotta get through the rest of the book. But his test is like $20 a person. So if you can get a test for $2.99, to me I'm like, ooh, that sounds like a good deal. Now that I know what other tests cost. So, alrighty guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this live up a bit early today. Let me show you guys some of the new designies we came out with this weeky. So I have these new character graphic tees that I'm so living for. They are good for DTF. There's also a sublimation version of each one of them. And I did just a few characters. These are the ones I was talking about this week. I started with a few of the princesses and a few of the classic characters, and I did Up and Monsters Inc. because we've been watching those like crazy lately, and so I've just kind of felt like they needed some time to shine. And then I'm really excited about my Barbie design because Barbie's coming out, and I'm gonna wear this shirt to the premiere or whenever I end up going and seeing it. But I'm obsessed with this design. The coordinates on the bottom are actually of Malibu, so super fun, super cute. This is probably my favorite princess out of all of them, the Briar Rose Sewing Co. And it's like a dark color, so it would work with sublimation. There is a sublimation version as well, but I really love this one. This one is Belle, And there are more than what I'm showing you right now. These are just some of my faves. And then these are some BFF sublimation that go together. There's a couple different colors, and then you can pick which color you put them on. These are great for the park. And then there's also the love version, so the couples are all there. And then this is a couple photos of people wearing them if you want to see like how to work them out. And then there's some family minimalist styles that I came out with in sub and DTF, and I will come out with cut files for those too soon. And oh, I love this one. This one's Googly Bear hair service, and it's a snake because you know she has snake ears or hair, not ears. Yeah, so those are some of the designs I came out with. We came out with a bunch this week for you guys. Those are all member files. Live the Rose one. Yes, love those. Barbie and Aurora. BFF designs so cute. Oh, the BFF ones are so cute. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so I was designing last week, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I need to start cranking out some more designs for you guys because I love doing it. So I should have every couple weeks some more fun DTF and different things as my team works on more paper files and Glowforge files and sewing files. Those are the 3 we're working on right now for you guys. It's gonna be a grand old time on the membership. So if you want to become a member, AuntieTay.com. Where's my AuntieTay.com? Become a member. All right, I'm gonna get going. It's been 109 degrees. It was 109 yesterday. We went to Jurassic World live tour. It was so not exciting to me. It was so slow. I should have put that on the thumbnail, like my review of it, and I feel bad, but I don't at the same time. I was like, the show was cool, and Cadence loved it. My other nephew, I brought him too. He doesn't really like dinosaurs. He loves Spider-Man, and he was just like, we were kind of just like, this is interesting. But Cadence was all about it, so we were like, whatever. As long as he's happy, we're all excited and happy. But it was so slow. Like, it was so slow. Like, I'm used to going to Cirque du Soleil, and I mean, anything Disney has done so well that, like, the acting was slow, the people were good at what they did, but, like, the amount of excitement in the show was, like, the dinosaurs were cool, but the, like, stunts were really lame. I just feel really bad. I feel like a really awful critic right now, but I was just literally like, I'm just glad that this isn't like a 3-hour show. It was only an hour and a half, but it's whatever. Only 91 here in Virginia. I will be a Dalmatian, and my service dog will be Cruella de Vil, and my 2 friends are gonna be her henchmen. That is so cute. I'm using your Cruella coats design to make shirts and friends running with me at the 10K in November at Disney. That is going to be adorable. It was in the 90s, humid, and all the smoke in Michigan Friday. I couldn't breathe at the vendor event I did. Ew, that sounds awful. Yeah, we were at like 109 yesterday, and so I feel like I haven't been able to stop sweating. I was like hosing out off the backyard as early as I could this morning to try to get it ready for the 4th, and like everything is sticky and hot, and I just could not stop sweating today. And then I just laid in front of the fan for like 10 minutes, couldn't figure it out, but I just feel like I can't cool down. So yeah. So anyways, my review of the Jurassic World Tour is, if you have kids who love dinosaurs, it is worth it. However, it was just, I don't know. If you're in the like lower zone where like people probably paid a ton of money to be down there, it was probably really cool because the dinosaurs like go above you and stuff. But just looking down at it, I was like, I don't know. It was okay. It was okay. There were definitely like moments that I was like, okay, that was cool. But like they would bring out these mats, so you're like, oh, someone's gonna like do a jump off of something big. They were literally mats so that like when they were wrestling, they could like throw each other onto the ground. But there were some cool stunts too. But it was just like, And it was slow. It was very, very slow. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, the thing is, okay, it's slow because, yes, they're for little kids, but it was so not for little kids. It was also like, which is Jurassic Park. So the movies are not for little kids either, which I was like, how do all these little kids like Jurassic Park when these movies are really intense? Although Cadence loves it. So we watched Jurassic Park. But I was like, this is crazy. The amount of science and like talking they talked so much, and there was like a love story in the middle of it. It was just like, okay, you get it, you're falling in love, but you're also like, let's see some dinosaurs, like let's see some action. I didn't come here to watch people fall in love over science. I wanted to watch dinosaurs. So cramped over the weekend. It was muggy. Tomorrow is supposed to be in the mid 90s, only 85 in Central Florida. My test says I'm a 5. Okay, what? Where are all my 5s at? I guess they're on the internet. Where, like, that's crazy. Went to Dino Park in vacation for my son. Was that fun? Also, this was pre me having, I think even my nephew liking dinosaurs. For some reason, I was really excited to see Dino Land in Disney World. It's at, I think it's at Fantasyland, the one that's like Disneyland. I think that's the one that it's at. I don't know why, but I was like, I can't wait to go to Dino Land. I thought it was gonna be like literal dinosaurs, and I get there and it's like cartoon dinosaurs, and it looked like a abandoned like carnival from the 80s, and I was like, what is this? I was so unimpressed with Dino Land at Disney World. Like, I don't know what the story is there, but I thought they were going to be real dinosaurs, and like you'd get to go see real-ish looking dinosaurs, and there weren't. And I was like, no, this is a horror movie from the 80s that I'm walking into. It gave me nightmares as a kid. Went to Dino Park, so I know there's like a 30-second lag, and I'm always like waiting for your guys' answers, so then I sit here for even longer than I intend to, but it's okay. Dino Land is an animal kingdom. Okay, so that's why I thought it was going to be real, because it's an animal kingdom where everything is real. So you have real animals, you have the tree that looks real, you have real everything. Everything there is like real life. You've got like Pandora, which like looks like real Pandora. Like it doesn't look like, I don't know. And then I'm like, Dino Land, like you're going to go into this prehistoric world where it's going to be like dinosaurs everywhere, and it's going to be like swamps and smoke. No, I was like so excited, and I went in, I was like, what is this? What in the land before time is happening? Like it was just, I don't know if you guys have ever been there, and maybe your kids love it, and maybe Cadence would love it too, but like, no, I'm not about it. I was like, those dinosaurs are lime green, and they're bubbly, and they look poofy, and they look fake, and I did not come here for fake dinosaurs. Not today. So, that was disappointing. And so was Jurassic World. I guess I just have very high standards for when I'm going to come into the presence of dinosaurs. I don't know why, but I guess I do. So wait, did you think there was going to be a real dinosaur? I thought, have you been there? Because they're not like, I didn't think there was going to be a real dinosaur. I thought there was going to be dinosaurs that looked like real dinosaurs. They're dinosaurs that look like cartoon dinosaurs. I already explained this. Like, it was just, and there's probably a lag, and I probably answered that. So, it was not as good to Dino Park in Tampa, Florida. Yeah, so I'm sure there are real life-looking dinosaurs that would be fun to go to, and those are what I'm looking for. So, if y'all know where some real dinosaurs are that I could find, I know, like, you can go to, like, dinosaur museums and see bones. I don't know. I feel like our Six Flags used to have an interactive dinosaur world back when I was a kid. Maybe that's where I got my high standards. But nothing's living up right now. They're fine for everyone else, but for me, I'm like, no. That doesn't look real enough. And then I'm like, how do they even know what dinosaurs really look like? It's a long story. So, my favorite dinosaur at the moment is the Diplodocus. He's super sweet. I know what you mean, a more realistic looking one. Yes, I've been there. I'm an annual pass holder. Yeah, so Tiffany, go post a picture and send it to me so I can send a real picture to people on Instagram. Send it to me if you're ever there and you decide to go there and take a picture. So, All right, I'm gonna get going. I love you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna make our own acetate, which I'm super excited about. I really hope I can get Amazon Live to work because, yeah, I want